What is going on, everybody? What is going on? The Catch fam. Hope you guys are doing phenomenal tonight, man. Hope everyone out there is having a great Tuesday. Hope you guys are ready for a live 2024 fantasy football team. We are drafting on Underdog tonight. Happy as ever to be here tonight. I think I'm just going to hop into a Best Ball Mania draft. I think out of the selections that we have currently, outside of weekly winners, which I do love, is one of my favorite tournaments. I just feel like doing a Best Ball Mania tonight. So let's get right into it. There are 5 open spots for anyone out there who does want to join. Promo code The Catch, of course, gets you a 50% deposit match up to $250 on Underdog Fantasy. If you guys are new to Underdog, only so much time left this off season, believe it or not, to start hopping into these drafts. And of course, we are running private drafts with our community on our Discord all off season long as well. Make sure you guys join our Discord. That link is down below. It is free to join. And that'll also get you our mock draft invites on nights we do PPR mock drafts. And it'll just let you know when we are hopping into Underdog drafts and when we put content out, all that good stuff. So let's get into it. Ladies and gentlemen, J-Dubs in the building at the 111. Thank you for drafting with me. Always good to have you along for the ride, my friend. So, I want to switch it up tonight, but I think I'm still going wide receiver at the 1-3. Like, I don't really think there's anything I can switch up here. So, I was thinking about this strategy earlier, just for fun. I want to do a hero wide receiver build because it just makes, like, I don't know. I don't know if this is a strategy anybody should ever do, but this is what we're going to do tonight. You know, unless CMC just gets completely passed on, we're going to go wide receiver at the 1.3, and then I'm going to ignore wide receiver for a while. This is like the opposite of what I would typically do. And we're going to see what we throw together. So, I guess we'll go Tyreek Hill here. I feel like I have a decent amount of Tyreek Hill shares. Just from drafting from different positions, too. Tommy in the house. J-Dubs in the house. What's up, guys? J-Dub says hero wide receiver. Yeah, I mean, I'm not like overly excited for this, but I want to have like just some different builds. Like, I don't even want to call this a strategy, but I guess it is. But different exposure, different builds, and majority of my builds are obviously heavy at wide receiver. So I'm just excited to see how this could potentially turn out. I'm trying to pull up. I'm always bad at this, but I'm trying to pull up my exposure. Here we go. Because I really feel like, okay, maybe it's not that crazy. Tyreek Hill 11.1. Okay, not as high as I thought it would be. In terms of first round wide receivers, Amon-Ra St. Brown is number 1 at 27.8%. But JJ and Hill are both at 11.1. And I guess technically Puka Nacua is at 11.1. CeeDee Lamb's at 5.6. Chase is also at 5.6. Some of this is based off of ADP too. And I guess anyone else is lower than that. Always good to look at that and just kind of like remind yourself, oh, I haven't drafted that much Garrett Wilson this offseason. And once again, I just haven't been in position for like a lot of A.J. Brown or Garrett Wilson or Marvin Harrison Jr. So it makes sense. A lot of my drafts have been early selections. If you go back and watch the streams. Tommy, it is after midnight for me. J-Dubs is in Chicago, right? So I don't know what time it is in Chicago. I don't know. But yeah, I'm team no sleep over here, so. All right. This is going to be a weird team. I wanted a later pick tonight, but okay. I wanted Barkley here. I mean, I didn't really know if Barkley was going to be available there, but that's who I wanted. So next, it's either A-Chain or Henry for me, or Kyron. Kyron's fine too. But I want 2 running backs here. Too early to take a QB at pick 27. Josh Allen, your QB1 off the board. Typically, ADP is 37.8. Too early to take a tight end 1 ADP. Sam Laporta, 35.6. So running back it is. And there it goes. Man, I kind of wanted A-Chain. Just, give me the upside. All right, chat. Kyron Williams or Derrick Henry? Who are you drafting? You guys know I love me some Derrick Henry. No, I'm 100% okay with Kyron Williams right there. 100% okay with him. But I've talked about Barkley and Henry so much this offseason as my favorite running backs. Like, it would feel wrong to not take Henry. J-Dub says, I have too much Garrett Wilson. Is there such a thing? I mean, I guess there is, right? So J-Dub says Henry. That makes me feel better. But that's my guy, so I don't feel too bad. Bryce in the house. KR in the house. How are you guys doing? Thank you guys for coming out tonight. What's up? Tommy says, Kyron, then get Corum. Don't have any problem with that. But I think for this weird strategy I'm throwing together tonight, see, Corum's ADP is 117. I'm probably going to be drafting receivers down there. We'll find out. But, yeah, I certainly don't have any issue just locking up that Sean McVay backfield 100%. KR says, Derrick Henry's the way to go. Him and Justin Jefferson are my 2 most drafted players. Love it. I just think Henry's going to have a great season. I've talked about this tons this offseason so far. As it is July 3rd, we have Hard Knocks coming out already early this year. Season's right around the corner. But training camp starts towards the end of the month. And I am hoping that we don't see a rise in ADP out of Derrick Henry. But I think it's definitely possible. But I don't know. We've seen Kyron fall way back in ADP. We've seen A-Chain fall back in ADP. Barkley, I don't want to say that fallback is consistent, but it does happen. I won't be surprised if Henry rises up just a few spots. And I won't be surprised if Kyron or Henry rise up. Because right now, I think after JT and Barkley go, you get a little bit of a drought at running back. And then we have to remember, in a PPR mock draft, we might see some of these guys go in different orders here. All right. That was a weird 3rd and 4th round. I'm going to draft Jalen Hurts right here. A little bit of a fallback in ADP. There's ADP is usually right around 40. So we'll go early QB tonight. Like I said, guys, it is a weird team tonight. So far, we got all studs. So I'm hoping Isaiah Pacheco falls out here. We'll go in on running backs tonight. If not, I'd settle for ETN, I suppose. But they could also both be taken off the board here. Ooh, going in on Tampa over here at the 1.1. All right, we get our boy. So we are loaded at running back with Barkley, Henry, and Pacheco. We are going to hope that Hurts has plenty of dump-offs to Saquon Barkley that lead to touchdowns. But also with this team, like, we're not even worried about it, right? We're just drafting. I'd rather get Corum late independent of Kyron for Rams exposure. That is fair as well, J-Dubs. That is fair. But isn't it just crazy you can get Kyron in the 3.6? I do think there's definitely something to be said about like going wide receiver in the first 2 rounds and then getting Kyron as your first running back. And I mean, this is a little bit early for Puka. I'm not completely against it, but I'd still rather have Amon-Ra. I'd probably still rather have A.J. Brown than Puka Nacua. But yeah, on a team with Puka, to get Kyron right there, it is nice. This team's got Nico Collins, fair. But then a little Raven stack here as well, with Lamar and Andrews. All right, looking ahead to pick 70 and 75. No idea what I'm going to do. If Rachaad White falls out, I will take Rachaad White. Don't think that's going to happen. He is player 3 on the board right now. I mean, honestly, like I might as well just start drafting wide receivers. Like, I went 4 rounds without drafting a wide receiver. You know, it feels weird enough for me. I don't want to completely destroy this team. Yeah, the options are starting to thin out here. I get picks 94 and 99. I don't know. This is a heavy wide receiver round. There goes Rachaad White. I was about to say. Somebody take him, so I'm not tempted. I could go tight end here, I guess. Meh. Give me Christian Watson. Give me some upside. Bryce, what's your favorite spot to draft from this year? I know it's early. I mean, generally, like year to year, it never really matters. I always like later picks, like 1.7 forward, and getting a player in the second round who arguably could be a first round value, you know? So I haven't, a lot of my underdog drafts, like I said, I've been drafting the first 5-ish picks quite a bit. But I prefer anything from the 1/6 to the 1/12. And I think with the 1/6, it's not always perfect, but it's like you have a lot of good player value fall to you. Oh, man, I wanted JSN there. I wanted JSN, like, really bad. I had this weird thing where I'll take Deontay Johnson. But I have this weird thing where if I put a player on the thumbnail, then I really want to draft them for the night. And the thumbnail is like always random unless there's like some news. Like yesterday we like the CeeDee Lamb stuff, so I put him on there. But oh well. I put JSN on there. I was like, I'm going to draft JSN tonight. I mean, I guess I didn't draft Mike Evans either, and I could have, but oh well. Then I think Cortland Sutton's. Oh, no one draft Cortland Sutton. I got to get one of them. Anyways, yeah. For me, I like later picks always, and I generally prefer the first turn, right? Like 1.10, 1.11, 1.12, and I always love drafting from the 1.12. But I have successfully put together a lot of teams that I like from the 1.1 and the 1.2, but the 1.2 and 1.3 can be kind of weird. I have a lot of drafts for the 1.1. I have a lot of exposure to Christian McCaffrey right now. And I actually think an underdog, the 1.1, it can, like, there's a lot of consistent teams that I've thrown together that I like, that include a lot of Chiefs players, and actually, yeah, a lot of Mike Evans as well. He's usually sitting right there. So Last night we drafted from the 1.1, and I thought last night we had a really solid draft. But I would say General Bryce, just later first round pick. Tommy, I'm grabbing Kyron and Corum in my home league. My league mates don't see value in handcuffing RBs. More for me. Yeah, I mean, there's always value to it. I guess the downside is that I mean, it's not. I don't want to call it a downside. You just end up using 2 picks for 1 player, if that makes sense. Because, oh man, why did they take Cortland Sutton from me? It's just very rare that you see like a Alvin Kamara, Mark Ingram type season where you can play both running backs at the same time. But, so like you're banking on the value being in that Kyron Williams gets hurt, right? And then you don't have to worry about the waiver, to worry about, like, it doesn't even matter that Kyron gets hurt in theory because you have Blake Corum. So nothing wrong with it. But it's just like it's a 2-for-1 selection, I suppose. Dang, I'm getting sniped left and right in this draft. This is messed up. I'll take Raheem Mostert. I was about to just go in on a Packer stack right there. Just go Jordan Love and go Romeo Doubs at 99. Dang, this has been an aggressive wide receiver draft. J-Dub says 2 teams with 6 wide receivers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah. Messy. Because right now we're at pick 97, the top available wide receivers. Rashid Shaheed, whose ADP is 103. I probably should have gone wide receiver at 94 than wide receiver at 99. But I drafted Raheem Mostert. So I actually really like Mostert's value. I think Mostert is actually going to be a little bit surprising to start the season. This is a tough pick right here. I'll go Romeo Doubs. Let's just go for a little bit of Green Bay exposure. But yeah, I could have just gone Jordan Love. I just don't really need a quarterback right now. Like, I got Hurts at a good value. Could have got like my final running back if I wanted. Could have got my first tight end. But I'm okay. Let's just get some Green Bay exposure and get another wide receiver who, in theory, doesn't suck. And at one, like, I do need to draft a tight end. That's the one thing I didn't do with this team that I wanted to do, is draft a tight end early. But yeah, so one team went Amon-Ra, Adams, DJ Moore, Pickens, Reed, Addison. Now gets 3 running backs. See, like, I kind of want to draft a team like that. The other team goes JJ, Waddle, Cup, Kirk, Ridley, Adunze. Then goes tight end, quarterback, running back. They're going to be really weak at running back. I mean, we just came out of a stream the other night where we went 0 running back, but I don't think we went 6. I think we sprinkled a QB or tight end in there. I don't think we went 6 wide receivers in a row. What are you doing over there, J-Dubs? Hall, Gibbs. That's a scary start in a good way. Pittman, Higgins, Jacobs, Worthy, Lockett, Fergie, and Joku. Nice. I'm not regretting anything, J-Dubs. There's no reason to regret it, I mean, just another build, another team. I mean, overall, like, I'm happy with this team in a way, We got some studs on this squad. Roster clogger asked Tommy, you're set at running backs. I get it both ways. No, I'm not really saying it's a roster clogger necessarily, because you still have value. I'm just saying it's like you end up using 2 draft picks in essence for 1 player, if that makes sense. And not saying it's a bad thing necessarily. It's just like you have 1 less selection in your draft, but you have the security of the backfield being locked up on your roster. What I was saying made sense in my head. Oh gosh, wide receivers are bad right now. Yeah, I'm just going to go like late round quarterback on this team. All right, I mean, I would say, I got to go Dallas Goedert here because I have Hurts and I need a tight end. So give me Goddard. I hate this tier of wide receiver. Mike Williams, Josh Downs, Gabe Davis, Jahan Dotson, Xavier Leggett, Ricky Pearsall. I mean, I like Dotson and Pearsall, I guess. I, honest to God, might just go back-to-back tight end. I think that's what I'm going to do. It's a weird team tonight, ladies and gentlemen. See ya, Tommy. Thanks for hanging out, man. Who is my most drafted tight end right now? Dalton Schultz. Dalton Schultz, Cole Kmet, Jake Ferguson, Evan Ingram, Jatavion Sanders. Our most drafted wide receivers are DeMarcus Robinson, Demario Douglas. It's going to be late round guys for the most part, right? Hollywood Brown, Romeo Dobbs, Rashad Bateman. Okay. Running backs, Gus Edwards, DeAndre Swift, David Montgomery, Derrick Henry, Isaiah Pacheco. Quarterbacks, this should be interesting. Baker Mayfield, my most drafted QB right now. Kirk Cousins, Dak Prescott, Patty Mahomes, Matthew Stafford. And really, Mahomes, Stafford, Young, Tua, Stroud are all at the same percentage. Okay, so this might be a 4 running back team. But I got 2 guys on the same bye week. I'll draft one more running back. But not anytime soon. I don't know who it'll be. It'll be a bad running back. And what I need to do is just draft wide receivers for pure upside. Because I have 4 wide receivers. Supposed to be a weird team. And that's what it is. I don't feel good that Rashad Bateman's my most drafted wide receivers. Oh, gosh. Wide receivers suck at this. I'm so not used to this. Jermaine Burton's a good pick there. Man, look at the quarterbacks atop the board going against ADP. We're at pick 135. We got Trevor Lawrence, ADP at 118. Tua and ADP at 125. There goes Goff. His ADP was 126. Herbert's ADP is 133. We're at pick 138. Okay. They're listening. Yeah, they're listening. I mean, these are all good values. And I, of course, have Tyreek Hill, so if Tua falls, I don't know. It makes sense for any of these teams to take Tua. But I think Jahan Dotson is a good value here. I almost took him over Dalton Schultz. So I'd rather have Dotson on this team because I would be okay with Kirk Cousins at 147. And if Tua falls, then I'll just take Tua. Because, I mean, I could start to go in on wide receivers here. Yeah, the quarterback fall was kind of funny there. It definitely benefited me who wanted Jahan Dotson. But yeah, I mean, if I'll take Tua here pretty happily, being that we have Tyreek Hill on this team. So, okay, this is a very weird strategy tonight, but Jalen Hurts, Tua, Saquon Barkley, Derrick Henry, Isaiah Pacheco, Raheem Mostert, a little bit more Miami potential exposure. Tyreek Hill, Christian Watson, Deontay Johnson, Romeo Doubs, Jahan Dotson, Dallas Goedert, Dalton Schultz. So, wide receivers, this is a true hero wide receiver team, but we are looking pretty dang solid everywhere else. So, very unlikely we hit on the perfect wide receivers with these last couple picks. But if we were able to, I think this team might look just okay. Jalen Wright was a player I was kind of heavily considering in this draft as well. But it didn't work out that way. Hokey doke. I'm actually like, all things considered, I'm okay with this team. Like, you go in with a certain strategy, like, you just have to know that like, my wide receiver room is not great. Nice little stack you picked up there, J-Dubs. I was hoping you had Brandon Cooks. Or, gosh, what am I saying? Drake London. I don't know where I got Brandon Cooks from. Drake London went to 2.1. But it doesn't really matter. You guys in on Mooney? Because there are some people out there who are really high on Mooney. Which is okay. You're allowed to be. I kind of wanted a share of Vidal, but I wanted Malachi Corley here too. I've been getting sniped tonight too, man. So I'm probably just going to draft Rashad Bateman. No, I'm kidding. Chuba Hubbard's pretty enticing here, not going to lie. But no, I want to take DeMarcus Robinson against ADP. I might be the sole reason that DeMarcus Robinson moves up even further on Underdog's ADP. And then I think I'm going to get Troy Franklin here. But I do like the value of Chuba Hubbard a lot right here. He'd honestly be like a perfect RB5 for this team too. I might take him if he's available. But I feel like a little sprinkle of upside at wide receiver is more important. It's tough. Okay. Chuba's gone. All right. Is Rashad Bateman or Troy Franklin? Give me some upside. J-Dub's in on Darnell Mooney. Fields didn't have the time to attack downfield. Yeah, Mooney, one of those guys. Always had the potential. Always had the flashes. I used to be a big Darnell Mooney believer. But also was a little unhealthy the past, not more in 2022. But it never really came to fruition in that offense. Very inconsistent. But a great season in 2021 after a solid rookie campaign. 631 receiving yards in his rookie year, 4 receiving touchdowns, then just over 1,050 receiving yards 2021 with 4 tutties once again. Then 12 games 2022, just 493 receiving yards, 2 touchdowns, and a very down last year. 414 receiving yards and 1 touchdown. So, and played in 15 games last year, but was very uninvolved in that offense. There are weeks he played where he had 0 targets, 1 target, 3 or less targets. So, this is a new year. And, I mean, the Falcons' offensive line is actually quite good. In case anyone's wondering, it's ranked pretty high. Going into this season, at least. Yeah, I need to go in on some more late round quarterback teams, J-Dubs. So I like this build for you. I mean, last year that's like primarily what I did. I had so many shares of Brock Purdy that it ended up working out for me. Okay. Yeah, I'll go Tyler Algier here. Perfectly fine as a nice handcuff for my RB5. And I guess I just want to finish this team with 2 wide receivers. I was about to go Marvin Mims and then maybe go Bo Nix with that last pick. But I really don't need another quarterback on this team. Man, wide receiver is bad, but we're in the last round. J-Dub says, I'm tempted to keep it at 4 running backs. Yeah, I felt pretty good there. Getting Algier as an RB5. Would have been fine with Chuba as an RB5 too. You have Hall, Gibbs, Jacobs, Gus. I don't know off the top of my head if any of them have the same bye weeks. If they don't, then I would be okay. Just going for. Like with me, I have Pacheco and Mostert at the same bye. Here's the team. Hurts, Tua, Barkley, Henry Pacheco, Mostert, Algier. Hill, Watson, Deontay, Dobbs, Dotson, Demarcus Robinson, Troy Franklin, Tyler Boyd, Dallas Goedert, Dalton Schultz. I'm okay with this squad for the strategy we went in on. Now, Christian Watson's got to be healthy and hit. Really, the only other wide receiver I would take right there over Watson would have been JSN or Deontay Johnson, quite frankly. So the only other option would have been Kenneth Walker, running back, or Kittle at tight end if we went with another position. Ingram at tight end too, if you would prefer him. Damon Pierce still on the board. Another player that I like as like RB5, RB6. I don't really have a lot of builds with the 6 running backs, but another good handcuff. Donta Foreman's okay. But once again, I'm probably looking to draft DJ Chark or Odell Beckham if they last. There goes Chark. I hate wide receivers in this round. Dude, Dawson Knox, such a nice sleeper pick. Especially, I guess I'm drafting Odell Beckham for the 100th freaking time. If you have Dalton Kincaid, this team does not. All right, well, there's the draft. Hoping to get by on wide receiver, but throwing bodies there. Yeah, I mean, Tyrone Tracy, why not? Last night's team was nice. From the 1.1, Mahomes, Kirko, Baker, C-Mac, Connor, Mostert, Corum, Gus, the Bus, Debo, Mike Evans, Hollywood Brown, Rashid Rice, Christian Watson, Ricky Pearsall, DJ Chark, Luke Musgrave, Kate Otten, Chicken Conquo. I'm telling you. I mean, Shane liked it. Shane's not here tonight, but... All right, so there's the final team for tonight. Hurts, Tua, Saquon, Henry, Pacheco, Mostert, Algier, Tyreek Hill, Deontay Johnson, Christian Watson, Romeo Dobbs, some Packers exposure, Dotson, Demarcus Robinson, Troy Franklin, Tyler Boyd, Odell Beckham, Dallas Goedert, Dalton Schultz. J-Dubs, what did you do? You got Kirko, Watson, Fields. Late QB room to go QB to 158. Cousins was a good value for you, man. And honestly, you got Watson at a good value too. Hall and Gibbs, beautiful. Then you got Jacobs, Edwards, Tyrone Tracy. I mean, you're fine at running back here. I mean, Gus and Gibbs have the same bye week, but well. Pittman, Higgins, Worthy, Lockett, Cooks, Burton, Mooney, McMillan. Nice wide receiver room. Fergie and Njoku. Jacob says, my team wasn't bad, but I was in 2 drafts at once last night. Oh. Yeah, there's another solid squad for you. That Njoku Watson stack is kind of cheap, too. This is a weird draft, though, which was the point. We wanted a weird draft. That's the title of the stream. But yeah, we had some teams going like super aggro wide receiver, which is not uncommon. I don't know. We had a like kind of aggressive tight end quarterback 4th round go. Running backs through the first 3 were pretty typical, but you didn't have any running backs gone in the 4th. But hey, I called it. I knew it was going to be a weird draft. I got Hurts at the 410. I don't know. This draft was fun. I'll take this team. Here's what a hero wide receiver team can look like. Tyreek Hill, Christian Watson, Deontay Johnson, Romeo Dobbs, Jahan Dotson, Demarcus Robinson, Troy Franklin, Tyler Boyd, Odell Beckham. And, you know, I just realized that Odell Beckham really was the player we wanted there because we have Tua. So those 2 weeks out of the season that Odell catches a touchdown, it's going to benefit us. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that does it for the night. There is your draft. Short stream tonight. We've been pretty solid throughout the week, and we've had some longer streams. So go check out the shorts for the week. We've got plenty of content coming out this week for you guys. And I will be back on throughout the week, and we will be on throughout the weekend as well. Like I said, great stream last night. We had a couple mock drafts in a row before that. It's that time of year, guys. So it's going to be a great month leading up to a great season. So hit the like button on the way out. Links are down below. I'll talk to you guys soon. J-Dubs, thank you for drafting with me. With that, I will say, Thank you guys so much for watching and or listening. And remember, you saw it here on the catch.